We'd like to welcome Parthenon Huxley to the Secret Monkey Quarantine Half Hour Show.
Nice to be here.
Looking good over there. Bethesda, Maryland.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Yes.
Oh, and we're not. Uh,
It's
I don't think
Bethesda adjacent.
I gotcha. I don't think the girls would get any of those references. I'll have to explain it to them after the show.
They'll end up here someday. Don't worry about it. Everybody
That's right.
does.
Well, right off the bat, I just want to tell you that with all these various different types of Facebook Live and streaming shows, yours stood out as pretty unique, the Pandemic House Guy. And I was trying to think of something other than just doing live streaming because it gets a little stressful for a band, and we have the added complication of being a family. So if something stresses us out, we have to live with each other the other 23 hours. So
There is that.
yeah. So somehow we came up with the idea of maybe recording something ahead of time. And I thought, well, that's what Parthenon is doing. That's what Hux is doing.
Yeah. I wanted
And
to do a little bit of, I wanted to bring some production quality to it. I've seen a lot of sad dining rooms and sound that wasn't that great and,
yeah,
stuff like that. And I thought, well, if you bring a little bit of production value to it, it's also better than staring at this green dot on my computer and pretending it's your face.
yeah,
I had to do a 4-hour lecture last night at this music school I teach at, and talking to the computer is ridiculous. It's
yeah.
it's weird. So I think creating a show is a preferable answer for me. Although I'm not ruling out ever doing a live show, I probably will.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want it to be a little bit more fun.
Well, the one thing I know this seems like a dumb technical question, but I just love that red curtain you have. It apparently I thought it was a green screen type thing, but it looks like an actual curtain.
Oh, it's an actual curtain. It's right there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. There it is.
Yeah, it's you would crack up if you know how you see a show like Letterman or something like, well, not
Yeah.
Letterman, but like Jimmy Fallon. That studio is probably this big, right?
Right, right.
I mean, you would crack up if you saw this office. It's 10 by 12.
Yeah.
And I do everything in the entire show is done in this room. And it's just like, okay, now I'm going to move 3 feet over here for this background,
Yeah.
2 feet over there for the rig. I mean, you're doing the same thing, I'm sure. It's
Yeah.
insane. I've
Yeah.
got mic stands and guitars all
Yeah.
over this place. I mean, it's ridiculous.
We talked about, technical things and things that could go wrong and stuff. I know this is another dumb thing, but my camera started off as a linear shot from a GoPro, and just all of a sudden it switched to a fisheye, just like that. I don't understand.
Oh, you didn't do that?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, I thought you did that on purpose.
No, I think it could be that this thing has commands on it. I might try to fix it so that.
It's not uncool. It looks all right.
Well, I'll try to get. I don't know.
Yeah, you look fine.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
fine, actually.
Either way.
Now the microphone is blocking your face.
Yeah, you see that poster though? It says the songs of Big Star. I've got your autograph right there.
Sweet.
How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, I'll just
That's
go back
great.
to how it was. So, but yeah, just the mistaken medley is a favorite portion of the show. Tell us a little bit how that goes.
Well, just out of a true thing, I was talking to Cliff Hillis, who you might know, great musician up in Pennsylvania, and now a frequent member of the orchestra starring Yellow Former Members, my band that I play with. Cliff and I were talking about how, you got one song going in your head and another one starts up and you realize there's a link. It's probably a chord change or something that links it into the other song, and your mind goes there whether you want to or not. And we talked about that, and I started to write some of them down just because I write everything down in my notes in my phone. And then when it came time to do this variety show, I said, well, this could possibly be a segment, And
Yeah.
So I've tried to. There's not a million of them. Like, I'm kind of running out of them fast. I've got a couple more queued up, but
Right.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it seems natural. And also, there's only 12 notes, so it's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fun part of the show, and that's having some fun in there, and you're a fine singer and player, and I just like how you do it.
Oh, thank you.
You mentioned Cliff. Is it Cliff Hillis?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an interesting byline here. Girls, have you ever noticed there's a sticker on one of my dressers in our room, and it says, "Who the hell is Cliff Hillis?"
I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, I think I was at one of those pop festivals, and I got it from him.
Is that one of his old promo
I
schemes?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, it's just one of those "we" stickers that you see plastered everywhere when you're at
Yeah.
shows. But well, I was just we were having, or several of us were having a discussion on Facebook in the last hour or so, and it occurred to me that the last time, well, let's see, the last time I saw you play was at this show because we were both on the bill at this
Right.
Big Star tribute at the Cat's Cradle about 18 months ago. But there was also, gosh, it had been a long time. I saw you at a house concert in Wake Forest about
Oh,
maybe 8 to 10 years ago.
yeah, Mike's place.
Yeah, and I was, I think I remember. I asked you. I said, "Do you remember doing a show at Cat's Cradle, the old shoebox 320 West Franklin Street Cat's Cradle that was only there for about 4 years?" It was after the Rosemary Street Cradle, but it was a simulcast that Rick Fox
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
recorded. It was such a good show. I was all the way in southern Wake County and could barely pick it up, but it was so I was so
Well, that's
entranced.
right. It was broadcast live on XYC, right?
That's right.
Oh my God.
And you had an MC for the show named Monty Zuma, and you had the Woods backing you and Wesley Show.
Yeah, that was yeah, I think I got a recording of that recently. Did
Oh,
somebody, I think, did Glenn Booth or somebody post that recently?
oh my. Well, I would love to find that because it's in my closet somewhere, and I'd if I can get my hands on it quickly, I'd love it.
Go to Glenn Booth on Facebook, and I think it's there maybe a month ago or so.
Okay.
And there's songs on there that I absolutely forgot we did. We did a punk rock version of Sputnik, which is already fast. I'm
Yeah.
looking for Sputnik.
Right.
And, and I think what was the bass player in Rob's band? The guy with the record store in Durham. What's
Oh,
his
Jack.
Jack. So
Yeah.
Jack Hamill's going, uh, uh, goes, I'm looking for Sputnik, and he goes, Sputnik, Sputnik, Sputnik. It's sort of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking for. Oh, I'm not on. Hold on a second. I'm looking for Sputnik.
Right.
I have no recollection of doing that,
That's crazy.
but it's recorded, so apparently it's
Yeah.
true.
Well, I recorded it off the air, and I had a little radio that I could switch it to mono, which meant the signal was a little better. But you
Yeah.
did songs I haven't heard since. There was a song called "Blue Eyes, Blue Sunglasses."
Oh my God.
She had blue eyes and blue sunglasses,
Really?
and it
Wow.
just talks about she walks among this landscape that is nothing but McDonald's and strip malls,
Damn, man.
and then there was a
Remember that.
song, a really, really catchy song called South Carolina 41.
Oh, did I do that?
You did that.
Oh, I like that song. Yeah, that one needs a home. That comes about every 5 years. I say I should do something.
You should.
That's got something to it. I don't know about that Blue Eyes thing, but the South
Yeah.
Carolina 41, there's definitely something there.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
just a lot of
Oh, I'm
fun.
glad you like that one. Yeah.
I mean, it's in my closet, and I'm gonna find it. So I will check with Glenn. Yeah, I had a pretty fair time with the fast fair girl. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was proud of that line.
Yeah. Well, you notice we have these two children in this box. We're gonna have them ask you some questions. Ella,
Children.
you
Okay.
go first. She's our
Yeah.
bass player.
I have two questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I guess my first question is, you've recorded multiple albums. What was your favorite one to record?
Probably P Hux Deluxe. That was out in LA, and I had just been let go by MCA Music Publishing, which was a job I had where I was paid to write songs. And that lasted for about 5 years. And the last 3 years or so of that deal, I was supposed to write songs with other writers. I wasn't just writing for me. So I was writing with a real grab bag of people. Sometimes it worked, sometimes not so good, and I had to bend my vision to other people's vision. That's the job of co-writing. And when I was let go, although I'd lost a job and my income, I took that as an opportunity to start a new band instead of getting a job. Start a new band, and I met this guy Gordon Townsend, who after about 2 minutes of playing together became my favorite drummer in the world. And he said, well, I know a bass player named Rob Miller who turned out to be the best bass player I've ever played with. So I had a real quick power trio put together. And because I was liberated from my job, I was writing songs like crazy, walking my dog through the park every day, and I'd come back with a new song every single day. So I was very excited. And then I got a call out of the blue. This guy says, I went to UCLA and your album, Sunny Nights, is my favorite album ever. And I want to start a new label and you're my first artist.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
And I said, you called it a good time because I have 10 new songs and a great new band. And that's what led to answering your question here, is that album was so much fun to record. I was so on fire, and my band was great. Everything happened quickly. And we did the basic tracks in LA on tape on the same machine that Steely Dan did Pretzel Logic on, which is what they said. Everybody brags about their tape machines in LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I did overdubs up in Monterey, and I would drive in my truck 5 hours up to Monterey with a big yellow notepad and I'd listen to the songs, the roughs, over and over and over and over and over again. And I'd have a list of about 22 things written down by the time I got to Monterey. And the overdub studio there, which was owned by the label, they said, so do you have a plan on what you'd like to do? And I said, yes. And we just run through the overdubs one after another after another. And the album was like, I remember Rob, the bass player, saying, well, this is the easiest album I've ever made. I mean, it was just magical.
Yeah.
No second guessing, just great performances. And it ended up, this magazine called Oddities called it Album of the Year in 1995. I think it still stands up. One more little story about P. Hux Deluxe. There's a, you know, the Capitol building. It looks like a stack of records in LA. There's a mastering lab in the basement where they master records. And the guy who did Dark Side of the Moon and Boston and a bunch of John Lennon stuff was named Wally Troggett. And I took P. Hux Deluxe there to master. And our mixes were really good. We'd spent like 10, 12 days on the mixes. And I said, this is it. You know, it can't get any better than this.
Yeah.
We took it to Wally, who's this nice Canadian guy with glasses on a chain. And he said, so, okay, why don't you guys play ping pong for a bit and I'll get started. And a half hour later he says, why don't you come in and listen to the direction I've got it going in. And he had this big mastering thing with knobs the size of, small wheels. And he flicks a switch. He said, here's what you came in with. And now, and I said, there it is. There's my masterpiece. And then he hit the switch and it was like, and here's what I've got going. And it was like, it went from this flat painting to like, just this, I mean, the bass was tight and the cowbells over here and the vocals, it was just like, oh my God, what have you done? It was the most dramatic mastering thing I've ever heard in my life. And a friend of mine who heard the record, who had worked on the record, said, who mastered this thing? Because this is the best sounding record, So anyway, that's a long answer to my favorite album to record. But I do enjoy them all. But that one had a little bit of extra something.
So, Lila, I bet you have a question.
My question is kind of similar to Ella's. The question I had in mind is, do you have any specific songs that you really just like to play a lot?
That I like to play? Yeah. The ones that always end up in my show are Buddha Buddha, Jewel and Johnny, which is a song I do with my band, the Orchestra, Bazooka Joe, I Loved Everything from an album called Purgatory Falls, Simple Things from P. Hux Deluxe. There's this gang of about 10 songs, 10 or 11, 12 probably, that are almost in almost every show. I feel like I got to do them, and I want to do them too, because they're really fun to play. They're a little challenging maybe. And I'm trying to think of, they would probably, if I ever did like a greatest hits or best ofs, they would probably be those songs that I put on the ones that have stood the test of time. So
Well, the first one you mentioned, Buddha Buddha, is Lila is smiling because she says that's her favorite song that we play.
Nice.
And it's one of yours.
Well,
yeah.
I've seen you guys playing it, I think out in the driveway or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Very nice.
And we're thinking about, I'm trying to teach her bass so Ella can play drums. They want to switch off sometimes. And I thought, well, that would be, a good 3-chord song for her to learn on, because Ella learned on Louie Louie and You Really Got Me, I think. So we're going to maybe get Lila out front to be our maybe lead singer on that one on bass.
Well, you could always go to Andy Church over at the music store and ask him how to play that bass part.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ella, I think you had another question.
Um,
or comment.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, do you like that we play Buddha Buddha?
Of course. Yeah. It's high flattery.
Well, somewhere in a just world, those YouTube royalties will reach you. You just got to get more people to watch it.
Right. Yeah, I think since you paired it with Hang On Sloopy, probably not.
Oh no! Oh no!
I get all these messages like this video cannot be, what do they call it, monetized, right? Because
Right.
I did a bit of Nightingale. What's her name? I want to say Florence Nightingale.
Get
But
right back where we started
Maxine
from.
Nightingale.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not really looking for income from these videos.
Yeah. We run into that as well. Well, I guess one of the things I wanted to mention, and it's not necessarily a music related thing, and then we'll probably close out, but there is definitely an element of fun to your shows, and you have a deadpan sense of humor. And I think we have that somewhat, except he is girls. He's even more deadpan, and of course they like to call me homespun because I'm sort of have a slightly rural background.
Homespun is good.
Homespun. It always reminds me of the Andy Griffith Show or whatever. Beverly
If
Hillbillies.
only we could be close to that.
That's right. Well, anyhow, you were definitely in mind when we were trying to think of what can we do, and you're doing it all by yourself. We have three people to share the load, and
It's
but
a
I
good
just
thing.
congratulate you on the show, and I think everybody should try to watch it.
Well, thank you very much.
And good luck with your upcoming work. Well, you got an album or anything in the works?
One of the songs in the House Guy show, "Bitter Tears," I'm gonna finish mixing it this week. It got interrupted by the virus.
Right.
I've got probably 12, 13 songs in my phone
Okay.
listed out as possible candidates for a new record. Some of them need to be put into shape. But yeah, it always happens after
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. I feel like I've got enough A material, and then
Right.
I start recording and I kick some more out and put some more new ones in, and
Yeah.
it'll probably happen.
Well, that's great to hear. We always look forward to new stuff from you. We love the stuff you've done, but Peter Holzapple's working on some new stuff. It'd be great to hear from him.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
couple of my favorites from, when I was in college, I was definitely listening to you very carefully and to the DBs. So
Yeah, I like that song of Peter's. "Don't Talk About the War." Is that the title?
yeah, I've got it here on the wall. Don't mention the war.
Won't
Yeah.
mention the war. Yeah, great song.
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Can you see it?
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, on that note, we won't mention the war, but
Okay.
thanks. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for spending some time with us. I know you have an appointment, and we'll let you get to that. But we look forward to, um, just seeing what you're up to next, and we'll stay tuned in.
Thanks for having me, and an honor to be on the Monkey Show. And you guys take care.
You
Thanks
too.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.